Welcome to Love Talk. This is LUV Radio.
Thank you very much.
So I've listened to your new single, Rasta Paradise, and I love it.
Oh, thank you very much.
I love it. So what we do here, we normally go through your story, promote your single, and then just address your audience. All right?
Right. That sounds pretty good.
All right. So first and foremost, let us know your full name and where you came from, where you were born.
Howie Vernal Cox. That's why you see the Vernal Saje, Vernal.
Yeah.
Howie Vernal Cox. And I was born in Westmoreland.
Okay.
Right in the village where Peter Tosh. You know Peter Tosh?
Yes, I know Peter Tosh.
Same village. Same village. I was born in the same village as Peter Tosh.
Okay. So
his son and I went to school together. So now you see the influence?
Yeah.
Peter Tosh.
Yeah, I see it. I hear it.
Yes, same village. Rasta Paradise. That is a fact. That's a beautiful South Coast, Westmoreland.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
It is.
That's where a lot of Rasta used to come and hang out with Peter. So in the early days, Bob, Peter, Bunny, they used to hang down there.
Yeah.
So kind of close to them, yeah, kind of close. It gave me a chance to see what was happening in the early days in reggae music.
Okay. So even before that, when you was young and you
Yes.
And you patter around the house, was you singing then? Who picked up on your singing?
Actually, I was in high school. I was on the choir.
Oh.
So I used to sing on the school choir. Then after leaving school, after leaving because I went to Glenmuir High School in Clarendon. I went and did sixth form. That's when I started writing songs.
Okay.
I started writing songs. I wrote songs. I wrote a number of songs. I did. There was a song that I wrote one day about the song. There's this guy that wrote a song about he wanted back his life about he doesn't want to join the army. Army life? That's sing very well in Jamaica. Army life. So when I was in high school, I wrote a song named Prefect Life. That was kind of similar to the song that he wrote. Everybody liked it, and they thought I would do well in music. So I went to college. When I went to college, I won an award in music. I linked up with Fab Five, Grub Cooper. Did a couple of songs with Grub Cooper. One Cast and Huey Carnival, and a lot of people thought I could sing. So I decided I would try and continue the journey. Then I met, Cocoa was a guy, Cocoa T?
Yes, I know Cocoa T.
Cocoa T he used to ride my bicycle every day. He used to come and visit me. We used to do some hanging out because I moved to Clarendon by then.
Yes.
And then Cocoa T was a good friend of mine. I met Ernest Wilson. You know Ernest Wilson? From the Clarendonians?
I don't know the song, but I know him, yes.
Ernest, man. He and Freddie McGregor was a part of the Clarendonians. So what they did then, they used to have me playing. Ernest took me in and taught me how to, I couldn't ride rhythm as good. So Ernest took me in. Ernest Wilson from the Clarendonians, and started teaching me how to sing, how to get my timing right. He took me to studio a couple of times. I met Bonnie Ruggs from Third World, Barry Salmon, and they all thought I could do very well. Then after that, I went to studio and started working out with, I did 3 songs that was on the Big Sleeves label. Freddie McGregor came studio, Dennis Brown came studio, and they said, boy, you really sound good. So I decided I'd give it a try.
And what was your first single?
And that was about 1983, do you know?
1983. I was born. Yes. I was born.
1983. 1983. You see how long ago that was?
Yeah.
And then, yes, that was a long time.
Yeah, not quite 40 years ago yet.
No, not quite 40 years ago. Then I went. I did the 3 songs for Ernest.
Yes.
For Green Sleeves. They turned out pretty well. They sold them to Green Sleeves. I didn't get anything from the proceeds. So I said, okay. I was going to university by then. I was doing a degree in computers.
Yes.
And I stopped. I stopped doing music, but while I was there, I won the carnival, and I was the carnival king at both UE and UTech, and UTech, because everybody on campus wanted me to sing for them. So I used to entertain the block every night. I was the entertainer on the block.
Yeah.
So when they had the school concert, I won. So I got an award for music achievement at UE and at UTech at the time.
Okay.
So hence I decided I would still continue in my computer journey until I met Boris Gardiner.
Okay, so hold on.
You know Boris?
Yes, I know. But 1983, when you went into the studio, what was the first single you recorded?
I did a song then back then. That song I did back in 1983 was a song named can't remember the song. It wasn't good. It was
it was a release.
It was a song that we did then. Oh, I wrote a poem and everybody liked the poem. And they asked me if I could do the song into a poem. Went studio and we did it, and it sounded pretty good. It was at this you know, Jimmy Cliff studio. Jimmy Cliff.
Yeah.
Went to Jimmy Cliff studio and we did the song. It was Love Is Magic. That was a song named Love Is Magic.
Excellent.
We did it on the Green Sleeves label. I'm a you know, Tony wanted, I mean, think they wanted to put it on his label, on his album. That was Freddie McGregor.
Yeah.
Wanted that song, Love Is Magic, to be on his album. It was a good song. We liked it. He liked it. Dennis Brown came into the studio and saw me singing the song and shook my hand and said, boy, that song really sounds good. It was a good song.
Yeah, that was nice. So you done that single. How did it feel though? That like everybody coming and telling you, say the song is like, oh, these artists, and just listening to you speak, the unity within the industry sounds really, really good then.
It was good because Mikey Spice was at the studio at the same time too, and he was saying to me, why didn't I do an album? You know Mikey Spice?
Yes.
He did a song about he did over a Neil Diamond song recently.
Okay.
And he said to me that back then I should do an album. But I went into business, started working as an IT consultant.
Yes.
Because you know, computer was the hottest thing then.
I know.
So I switched over into that is a fact. I switched over into computers.
Well, me too.
Oh, so you are into computers?
So yeah, I am. I work in technology. Yes, so I understand.
I do because right now I'm still part-time between music and going into music really, but I was a consultant for the government in IT.
Wow.
I did a lot of
pass that job so easy.
No, I couldn't, but I love music. I really, really love music.
Well, at the moment,
so hence you see why.
Yes, go ahead.
So now you see why I went back to. I went one day now. I was working with a guy named AZ, and I started. And there was this guy who wrote a book. I don't know if you've ever heard of Keyshawn Harris. Mike Henry, you know Mike Henry? The politician. His son is a publisher. So as a publisher, he wrote a book named Reggae Superstar.
Okay.
So he said to me, because he heard a couple of the songs I did, I had a song named Tomorrow.
Yeah.
A hard-hitting song. I'm going to send you that song so, when we finish the interview. You could play that song. Because Boris and I are working on that song now to put on the EP.
Mm-hmm.
He thought the song was very, very good. It's a social commentary about, you know, life in Jamaica, the struggles.
Okay.
So he asked me to write this song named Rasta Paradise for his book. The title of the book was about a young reggae artist like Chronix.
Yeah.
Someone like Chronix.
Yeah.
Chronix is a young artist coming out of the ghetto. So he wanted a song about a guy who was busting out of the ghetto, who became an icon, and his title track that he did was Rasta Paradise.
Okay.
So he asked me if I could write this song, and I told him yes I would.
Wow.
And hence Rasta Paradise, the birth of Rasta Paradise. But in writing the song, I had another friend of mine named he's in New York now, Lenford Spencer.
Okay, yes.
I sent him the track. He listened to it and he added a couple lines to it, and that's why it sounds as good as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we took it to Boris Gardiner. You know Boris?
Yes.
Wanna wake up with you. You know that song?
Yeah.
That song was #1 in UK for over 6 weeks.
I understand. I know.
Boris, you know Boris Gardiner?
Yes.
Boris liked the song from me. He heard it the first time. He thought the song Rasta Paradise was a good song. So he said to me he brought in Donovan, that's the guy from Fab Five.
Yes.
And they laid the track. Boris did the arrangement. Boris built the rhythm. He organized it. And then we get Buju's sister to come in and do the harmony.
Ah.
You heard the harmony? That's Buju's sister.
Yeah. And people don't
so we call Buju
harmony. But yeah, man, I really want to know them more time.
Yeah, man, I call Buju, and Buju sent over Adina and told her come to do the harmony for me. And the harmony was really sharp. So Boris liked it, and he did all the arrangement. He arranged it. Matter of fact, I wanted him to be on this interview, but Boris is in Kingston. He's not so technology savvy, so I couldn't get him onto IG.
It wouldn't be so easy. You can only do one-on-one with this.
That's what I realized.
Yeah.
Because I told him, and I told him I wanted him to come on the interview with me, but he was saying that he's not so technologically savvy.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know how to do IG.
Okay.
But we're working on another couple of tracks, man, and we're planning to put out an EP by February.
Excellent. Excellent. So we can
by
have
February
with Boris maybe.
Yes, man. No, man, we have finished. Yes, man, you will. Because Boris is doing some other tracks in the studio for himself, you know.
Okay.
But we have already finished another song, and it's really, really good. Excellent. I will send that to you. If I have your email address,
yes, I
will just email the tracks. You could listen to them.
Yeah.
And then by the time we finish the EP, you know, we'll be releasing the entire EP.
Excellent. Thank you. So when you say the Rasta Paradise was originally written for the book, that visual that you have at the moment, that visual with the Rasta man walking along the beach, was that the book cover?
It's a part of the book.
Okay.
It's a scenery from the book, because what happened is that Keyshawn Harris is a Caribbean #1 writer, contemporary writer. Mm-hmm. He writes love stories, and he writes books about different type of, you know, lifestyle in the Caribbean. So he thought he was writing this book, and he wanted me to write about 5 songs for the book. There's a song named I Tell Love about this Rasta guy like Chronix, who came on the scene and blazed a trail with a number of hit songs. So that was one of the things that he had in the book. That Rasta man, mm-hmm. that picture.
Yes.
Yes, he had that on the book.
Okay.
So we took that from the book.
Okay.
And we also took a number of the title tracks from the book, which I've written now, and we're putting together in the studio for the EP.
So that book has been a source of inspiration for music.
It is.
And music was the inspiration for the book.
It is, because the book is about the lifestyle of the typical Jamaican reggae artist. Whether it's a Cocotee, whether it's a Chronix, whether it's a Richie Spice. That's the basic lifestyle of most Jamaicans who come from the ghetto, from the slum, wanting to get their music out there to elevate themselves.
Yes. And
they use music as a medium to move forward in terms of elevating themselves and their lives, you know, upward. So you look at even the reggae icons, the early icons, the Dennis Brown, the Bob Marley, all of these guys, Peter Tosh. These guys are from the lower socio-economical background, and they wanted a vehicle to move them up. And that's what reggae music is doing for. That's why he wrote a book like that.
Yeah. About
the typical reggae artists in Jamaica, and you know where they're coming from and where they have basically reached.
All right. So being in I mean, you're lucky enough, or you're blessed enough to see both sides of the bar. You know, the entertainment industry, and you know the professional industry, the corporate industry,
which is
right.
Yes.
So from your point of view, from back in let's say from 1983 to now, have you seen a change in the way the industry is growing their artists?
Yes, I've seen there are changes. It has changed significantly from when we had the Bob Marley and from the Dennis Brown era. The music is now much more in terms of the commercial appeal of the music. There's much more commercial appeal for the music and more marketing for the music. But I think the quality is still has diminished a little bit.
When you
don't find the same.
Go ahead.
Yes, you don't get a lot like what Bob and Dennis. Remember Dennis Brown, hits after hits after hits. You would have Bob Marley, lots of hit songs out there. You'd have guys like a lot of reggae icons would have been out there doing a lot of good, real classic ballad that would tell inspiring youth and youngsters in terms of love and in terms of how to live. I think a lot of violence have crept into music.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of violence have crept into the music now, where we have lots of reggae music that talking about, you know, in terms of description of the female anatomy and violence.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of that, and only not a lot of people doing the conscious music. You'd have Chronics, you'd have Gentleman, you'd have Protege, you'd have Luciana, Luciana, some of these guys trying to keep the music clean, but unfortunately we still have a lot of people who are doing music that are not like what we used to have in the era in the 70s and the 80s. Yes, we have dancehall, but they have been, it has a lot of guns and violence.
Yeah.
And it is less clean, less edifying than what we had when Bob Marley, Dennis Brown, Gregory. You remember Gregory Isaacs?
Of course.
Those guys would write some serious ballads.
Yeah.
When you listen to those songs, they will last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the guys now are doing quick rich, want to get quick, easy, quick fame. So they're writing catchphrases that are not as edifying or as long-lasting as when a Dennis Brown do a song, as well as when a Gregory Isaac did a song. And that's what I was trying to recapture here. Something akin to a Dennis Brown, a Gregory Isaac type of a Garnett Silk.
Yeah.
You remember Garnett Silk?
Of course, yes.
He saw Zion in a vision. And that is why I saw Rasta Paradise. I was actually thinking a little bit about the Garnett's vision. And when he said he saw Zion in a vision, I was actually thinking that Zion reminded me of a bit of Rasta Paradise. Hence the idea for Rasta Paradise. It was a little bit of Garnett inspiration.
Okay. So like
he was one of my favorite reggae icons during the late 90s.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean I was in school.
Yes.
when Garnett bust in England for me. When I first heard Garnett Silk, I remember I cooped up in my grandfather's house and I wouldn't stop playing the cassette over and over.
That was my favorite cassette. My wife bought me that same Garnett cassette with Zion in a Vision and Oh Me, Oh My, Pretty Lady, you know, all of those songs. The rush, splashing, dashing, restless sea.
Oh,
you remember those songs?
Of course, the same cassette.
I bought that cassette. I did not stop playing that cassette for many years. I saw Garnett in concert, his last concert at some Splash. And believe me, it was awesome. He got a standing ovation and they had to call him back on stage 3 times. And those songs were awesome. And that is what resonated with me even today in terms of my songwriting. I want music that Garnett will be proud of. He was a guy who I liked. After Dennis and Gregory, Garnett now became one of my favorite person in music.
Right.
So I tried to write my song thinking that maybe this is what Garnett would have written in his songs.
Yeah.
The passion. That's what I'm trying to recapture. Yeah. But not to recapture Garnett, but to just launch Vernal Saje.
Yeah, because the lyrical content, even though I be young for some of the names that you're calling, I have a passion for lyrical content and the roots feel and the reggae vibe and inspiring music, and that's the whole thing about radio, inspiring and encouraging and uplifting. That's what I do. I could be singing along to a song that was made before I was born, and I don't know how I know the song.
Right.
It just come in. I just hear it, and it's like and people like fly. Where you know that song from? How you know that?
Exactly. That's my point. That is my point. You want when song can speak beyond the ages, and can transcend generation, and still look at One Love. One Love. That song is 40 years old. And it was Song of the Century.
Right.
You listen to a lot of people singing it. Recently, during the height of the COVID epidemic in New York, in Miami, they had a concert. And you know what they were singing? One
Love. One Love.
The police, you can see white people singing One Love, you know. And they were singing it and having a concert, even though when you listen to a lot of people, you know who their champion is? Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
I'm talking about American R&B singers, you know?
Yes.
John Lennon.
Yes.
One of his favorite artists is Bob. You know what Bob has done? Transcend generation.
Yes.
Because of his musical work. And that's what you want from music.
Yes.
To be able to transcend generation. It's like how you could hear a piece of work from whether the hip tones. You know, common people like me and you will be builders for eternity. These are songs that you listen to them now and they still sounds good.
Right.
But you can't listen to, and you know, you can't listen to some of the guys or what they are putting out there 2 months later.
All right. So even saying that now, do you think the struggle is different? Because poverty has always been there in some shape or form. But do you think the struggle is different? Why the lyrics are coming out differently now?
I think part of the problem we have is that we have luck. We have the role models are very important in music. And with the passing of some of the icons, I think the younger guys coming up don't have the same level of role models like what Bob and so influence in music, influencing in any form of society, it helps to determine how you shape the society.
Right.
And I think maybe if we had a lot more of those guys around still, maybe no, like a lot more Lucian, a lot more Chronics, it would have influenced a lot more the youngsters. But what I think the youngsters are looking at is they want to get money fast and quick. And I think the dancehall have inspired a lot of people into this kind of quick scheme of making money.
Yeah.
So the love is not for putting out quality and long music that can last a lifetime. They want to get money, they want to get the beamers, they want to get the fast lifestyle, the fast cash.
Yeah.
When Bob and Dennis used to do this music, it wasn't about the money, you know. It was about the love of the music. There are changes in the industry because people want no reward. They want to be rewarded rather than wanting to. They're not loving it. Like how you love it's a passion for you. So you do quality irrespective of whether you get rich or not.
Right, exactly. Because it's what you want to produce something with quality. You want to produce something meaningful.
Yes. When I listen to Gregory Isaac, I'm a stranger in this town. I may not be familiar with your language, but I know how to cross over your bridge. And he's writing songs like he doesn't love overdue. He doesn't know how he's gonna, survive the night through. He's gonna survive without his love. And these guys are writing songs that speaks to your heart.
Right.
It's life. Music imitating life. But when music represents life, it means a lot and it resonates.
Exactly.
But when you're doing it only to get some money and to get a quick rich thing, to buy a Beamer, to buy a Benz, for a fast lifestyle, or because you want girls, then it doesn't carry the same message. And I think that's part of the problem we're having now. A lot of the youngsters are not thinking in terms of wanting to put something out there for love. They're doing it for the money. Exactly that.
I believe so.
That is what is happening.
No.
And that's why it has lost some of the passion.
I believe so, and I agree with you, to be honest. I don't normally agree with people on interviews, but I can't deny it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate this one.
No, really, because it's I mean, all right, you see that I have a radio station, and
yes,
I wanna play conscious music. I wanna inspire people. And the more people know that you have a radio station, the more music you get. And
that is true.
Then now it's like, well, I don't like the lyrics of that song. I don't really want to play that on my station. Right. But then you have this era of, well, you're not supporting me. You're not supporting me.
That is true. And guess what, Tom? They want to push money onto you. Some of these guys want to push money on you now to play the song. Because they think that they think that if they can give you some money, they can influence you. And some of these guys are using money now to try to influence you to play their songs. But really and truly, it would have been best if you're allowed to choose the songs you like to put on your program. Because what you'd have put now is the ones that stands out to you. And when you listen to them, whether it's a Shaggy, and you might have a Shaggy song that really sounds good, you play it because your listeners will like it.
Right.
But some of what we have, DJs have spoken to me because I spoke to a DJ right now. He's in Trinidad. And he's playing a lot of music down there. And he said, boy, Vernal, the music industry in Trinidad has gotten out very low because a lot of the songs, they're not even mixed properly.
Right.
The songs are they're not even mixed properly. But people are begging them and asking them and pushing some money on the radio. This jockeys down in Trinidad. Guy called me, and was saying that he's getting money to influence them to play. And some of the songs they are playing are substandard. But because of the influence of money coming in, a lot of the quality songs that you would want to hear, you're not hearing them coming to the forefront as you are hearing some of the bad ones.
Okay.
And as I said, it's because of the money and the lifestyle. These artists want to get shows, they want to get dimmers, they want to get some quick lifestyle, so they'll put a lot of cash in their music to influence the radio stations to play their songs.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot of that.
So it makes me wonder. I wonder if you have a thought. I want to get your thoughts. With that, you're saying, they're influencing. They want fast money. They want the stage shows. Now with this, now with the pandemic that we're facing now, and there's no shows. There's no public shows with people. Stage shows going.
Right.
On. How do you think these artists are going to live now, and how do you think music is going to extend from here?
Here's my thought: live stream. Because the industry have been changing, it has changed. It has because this pandemic is gonna change life.
Right.
It's gonna change interface. Normally you might have wanted me in the studio. Yeah, because it was nice then to have your artist in the studio, be a Dennis Brown. Can you imagine having a Dennis Brown live in studio with you?
Yes.
All of your audience. Can you imagine having a Bob Marley live in studio with you? Or even a Chronix right now live in studio. Or even a Luciano live in studio. But because of the pandemic, no. It has made us realize that we have to get virtual. And because with a virtual world coming up, I think what is going to happen? Your Spotify, your YouTube, your Tidal, that's where the music is going to go.
Yeah.
People are going to be streaming now. So if your radio station is an internet-based station like what you have now, you will stream.
Right.
A lot of listeners worldwide now. And you know this is an advantage for you. What you start to do, and you have a big radio station, a big place, right? Because you have to have a lot of disc jockey working, but people can work from their homes.
Right.
You can set up your studios now and set up your disc jockey to work from their home. So you have more virtual. So when you have more virtual rather than in studio, you can now have a smaller. It costs less.
Yes.
The costing will be less for you in terms of being able now to stream. You can stream to all corners of the earth. So your radio station is not restricted to a smaller London, UK market. No. You're all over the globe.
Yeah,
I think that's what.
Yes, yeah.
And I'll tell you something which I've done my research. Reggae music have one of the largest worldwide listenership. Over 330 million people listen to reggae music worldwide. From Africa to North America to South America, right across the globe. There's a market of over 330 million listeners who listen reggae music and consume reggae music. If you can stream to these, so you can get, because you're virtual now and streaming, streaming is the way forward.
Well, I was surprised. I checked my stats, and I was surprised when I saw Russia, Germany, China.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'll tell you a thing. Let me tell you a thing that I found out to show you how beautiful and how serious you are about Germany, China, Japan, the Asian, Malaysia. Dennis Brown and Forbes, this guy named Cortland Forbes. Forbes, they was managing them. And he was taking them to a show. He missed his flight. He was going to Japan, end up in Malaysia. When he went to Malaysia, he saw some guys doing some shows. Reggae, some Chinese, some Malaysians pretending to be Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. And he asked them, what happened? Them said, we can't get Bounty and Beanie down here. But reggae is so large that we have these guys dressed up as Beanie and Bounty. And every night they were performing to a packed auditorium. When he took Bounty and Beanie on the tour to Malaysia, they make money like crazy. Because guess what? Virtual, live streams, this have brought reggae music all over the globe. And because of the large, as I said to you, over 330 million between Malaysia, Taiwan, China, all over the globe. If you are marketing and getting your reggae music to stream, you as an artist, once you move on to Spotify and you have good quality music, Tidal, and you're streaming quality, you can survive. You will be able to survive. you will be able to break into this market.
Yeah, yeah.
You will break into the vertical market, into the market, because the marketplace has now changed. A guy in Afghanistan now can be listening to you. You know that?
Exactly, exactly right.
Exactly, and you're inspiring because of how inspirational the type of music you're playing.
Thank you.
People will be inspired because of the quality of your music. And I must tell you that when I got the link to you, I started listening, and I really appreciate the kind of music you're playing.
Thank you.
It's good and it's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Continue being the ambassador for reggae, please. You're a reggae ambassador now, you know. Your official title is reggae ambassador.
Oh my God. Coming from you, I'll take it from you. Coming from you? Oh gosh.
Yes, it is. It is. Appreciate the work you're doing. And please keep up, continue being a champion for an ambassador.
Thank you. Before you,
I will say, yes, what I will do for you though, I play dominoes. And you know who I play dominoes with? Usain Bolt. I will send you a little video of Usain playing domino with us.
Thank you. What is your message that you are sending to the world?
The message I'm sending to the world is that reggae and music has what we call, I believe that we are all people, God's people. And I believe in love. And I believe that reggae music is one of the only music that can embrace all different, it's the only genre of music that can actually speak volume to whether it's love, religion, gospel, and it's also unifying. It can unify, because I remember when Bob was doing songs like redemption songs, Buffalo Soldier, all of his songs were songs that were able to speak to people life. And what I want to be able to speak to people life, to put songs out there that people can relate to, enjoy, but can also speak to their lives. And if I can help to uplift one life, to make one person happy, I'll be very happy. So my journey, my life, my music is to promote, is to connect with people, and to see if I can inspire people if I can, and also to uplift if I can.
Thank you.
And I really want to make that resonate out there.
Well, let me tell you something.
It's not about the money.
You can sleep good tonight because you make one person very happy.
I could have given the Usain Bolt to the world. I really appreciate this. This was really awesome.
Yeah, I think so.
Speaking to you was really awesome. Yes, being on your show, it speaks volumes.
Thank you.
I must tell you that I'm very appreciative and very humbled.
Thank you so much.
To be given this opportunity to be on your show today.
I'm humbled to be speaking to you. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, that is fine. It's fine, man. This is an artist who is very humbled, and is very appreciative and happy to be on your show.
Thank you.
Looking forward to putting a lot more songs out there and to having an association with you.
Thank you very
anytime.
Much. Thank you so much. And I look forward to hearing the new releases. We're going to be playing Paradise on Love Radio constantly. So.
We'll be listening. As a matter of fact, I'll be listening all of today.
Excellent.
Because I have you on IG, so I'll be listening to your station all day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being on Love Talk today.
Have a great day, and thanks for having me as your guest today. Pleasure was mine.
Pleasure. Take
all man. All right, then. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot.